Welcome back to the channel, guys. Tool reviews of tools I use. Today I'm going to be taking you through three painting and decorating tools made by Purdy. They're just three that I've had in my toolbox for some time. Plenty of use out of them. This is one of my main scrapers that I use an awful lot. Even though it's a multi-purpose tool, I tend to use this pretty universally for a lot of scraping. I've got dedicated scrapers, but this gets pulled out a lot. It's got a nice little edge just on the side there that you can see, which picks out little bits and bits out of like angled areas. You can just get in there and just scrape them out. You've got a really nice scraping edge, and this actually has got a fairly good edge on it, considering what it's designed for. It's got a nice edge, and it came out of the box like that as well. You've got this little bit here which you can use just for putting in paint in, and you can just lever it up, and it just pops the lids off nice and easy with minimal pressure. A bit like using an old screwdriver, but it's just handy to have this instead. I've got a roller cleaner just here, and you can also use this edge. It's not an edge as such, but you can scrape things with it. It's just like a flat scraper almost, if you can get it in there. Just a nice multi-purpose tool. Rubberized handle makes it really nice and comfortable, and you'll see it's contoured just towards the end, just there to fit my hand. It almost has the feel of a nice sort of bushcrafty kind of knife. I like the shape of it. It's got a hammer at the bottom of the handle. You're not going to use it for doing big hammering jobs, but say you've got a couple of pins to knock down on some trim, then you can use that. What I also use it for quite a lot is actually if I've put in the lid on the tin, just giving it a little tap down with that, just a helping hand, just to tighten it back up. It's a useful tool to have. This one, very similar, a lot of the same features. The only thing is, this one is a folding version. Now, I bought this as it was a total punt when I bought this. I wasn't sure if it was going to be any good. I didn't know if it was worth the money. I thought it was going to break within a few seconds, but honestly, it's surpassed anything I thought I'd get out of it. I've really had a lot of use out of it, and it's a pleasure to use. It's actually really, really good for the size of it. The design, I thought it was going to be really uncomfortable, but surprisingly it's not. This bit down the bottom here, it almost fits in your hand like a ball handle screwdriver. If you've ever seen one of those, a ball handled screwdriver, it's kind of shaped a little bit like that, and it just fits in your hand nicely so that you can just get a pushing pressure on the back of it. That little bit there, you've got another strike cap on the back, so you can use that to give that a little bit of a tapping down on paint lids and so on, like I said earlier. It's got a reasonably good liner lock there, so you just push that down just to lock it up. Yeah, you've got a nice little bottle opener if you need it. You've got these little edges on here. They didn't come super sharp, but they came sharp enough for general purpose scraping. And you've got the roller cleaner here. Roller cleaner, the cleanup side of the job when it comes to painting, you can waste a lot of paint. If you say you've got a roller like that. This is a real thick pile roller sleeve that I was using. I was painting a textured surface with it, and you can hold so much paint on here without even realizing. So if you just go and wash that away without recycling some of the paint, you're gonna waste a lot of money in the long term, especially if you're doing room after room, or you're working on a whole house. You're gonna waste a lot of paint. So really good tools to have are these roller cleaners, where you can just scrape the paint off. Just move it around, scrape it off, scrape it into a jar. If you feel there's a chance that it's contaminated in any way, shape or form, you can actually use an old set of ladies' tights or nylons to filter the paint. But really, it's great to have a proper roller cleaner like this, that you can just recycle that paint off the sleeve. It's a great tool, and it also makes your cleanup job just a lot easier. So yeah, recommend this. Another beauty of this is its portability. If you stick something like this in your pocket, which I do, and I often do, I often have this in my sort of carpenter type pockets. But you've got a sharp edge that you're carrying around without a sheath there, and it's next to your thigh. It's not the best idea really. Something like this that you can just keep in your pocket. It's got a clip, but I never use the clip. I just slide it in a pocket, it's handy to have. Working outdoors is really handy. If you're doing a big fence line or anything like that, and you're painting all the way down the other end, you don't want to take tools with you, but you can take this with you. It's absolutely ideal. Really recommend this. And this is just basically a cleanup tool. So it's a paintbrush comb, which you can use again for recycling paint. You just stick it in. You see how the teeth are nice and they've got a really nice point on them. I'll just show you that. And yeah, you just get the paint off your brush and it just helps with the cleanup. The less paint you're having to clean off it, the quicker you'll be out of there. So it's yeah, really handy tool to have. The nice thing about this is you've got for big rollers there, and you've got the little small rollers that you can use on the tip and just scraping it down there. I don't use this for anything but that. I've used this bit to open tins. I think it's advertised as being able to do that. You'll have to check that one, but it's done okay with that. It's not bent or anything yet. It's not as thick a steel as, say, the dedicated scraper, but I don't tend to use it for that. This just lives in my painting box just purely for cleanup, and for that it does really, really well. I can't see it break anytime soon. It's got a really really secure in the plastic handle. Doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. Nice stainless steel. So long as you don't go using these to scrape paint or scratch anything up, then I can see this lasting a long, long time. And for the price, all three of these, so cheap. They didn't set me back any time at all, considering Purdy's considered a pretty premium product when it comes to painting. They really have priced these nicely for us. So yeah, highly recommend you get some of those. If you like the content, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.